Grab your lightsabers and your voter registration card. The Republic, aka America, is crumbling faster than a battle droid taking a point blank shot to the chest. And we're all sitting around wondering how in the hell this happened. Well, I'll tell you how.
So I'm turning the floor over to you, Corey. You've been watching the prequels. You feel like you've seen some things that maybe connect to the real world we're living in right now. The floor is yours, my friend. Take us away.
I sure have. And I think a lot of people know that the main critique of the prequels, at least The Phantom Menace, was like, why does George Lucas think anyone gives a shit about space taxes, right? Why would anyone care? Now, I'm a very lucky person because when the prequels came out, I was at the age where I was just pumped to see Star Wars and I liked them. I unapologetically liked the prequels. And I've told you a million times, I'm willing to admit that if I was in my late teens or an adult and saw the prequels, I probably would feel the way a lot of people feel about them, but that's not true. They hold nostalgia for me, right? So I can always go back and watch them. But now in this current political landscape we have, I'm watching the prequels and thinking, my God, George Lucas was just 30 years too early. If he'd have released these now, it really would have resonated with us. And so as y'all know, I am a writer. I write for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and I've had 2 best-selling books. So I prepared a tome for this episode in gratitude of how often you ask me to guest host. So here we go. All right, folks. Grab your lightsabers and your voter registration cards because we are officially past the point of no return. The Republic, aka America, is crumbling faster than a battle droid taking a point-blank shot to the chest. And we're all sitting around wondering how in the hell this happened. Well, I'll tell you how. We are living through the damn Star Wars prequels in real time, except instead of Yoda and Mace Windu fighting to save democracy, we got the Senate filibuster and people thinking a hashtag is going to stop the Sith. All right. So let's break this trilogy of stupidity down before we all wake up in an Imperial work camp building Death Star parts for Jeff Bezos. Episode 1, The Phantom Tariffs, a.k.a. Where the Dumbassery Begins. Every saga has a beginning, and for us, it starts with Donald Sith in plain sight Trump waltzing into power like Palpatine acting like he's just an innocent public servant while secretly setting the whole damn republic on fire. In The Phantom Menace, we had the Trade Federation, aka Amazon, Tesla, and every billionaire currently hoarding wealth like a damn dragon, blockading Naboo, aka the U.S. economy, because they don't want to pay taxes. And how did Trump kick things off? With a big, dumb fuck, unnecessary trade war. Dude slaps tariffs on China, Canada, and Mexico like he's handing out speeding tickets, tells everybody, only I can fix this, and who actually suffers? Not Bezos, not Musk, not the billionaires, nope. It's the moisture farmers, the droid mechanics, the mom and pop shops, every regular ass person trying to live their life while the Sith do all their Sith shit. And what did the Democratic Party, aka the Galactic Senate, do? They sat around like, well, let's not be hasty. Let's discuss this. Let's form a subcommittee to investigate. We find this trade war highly troubling and wish to express our deepest concerns. Oh, you're concerned? Buddy, Palpatine is already using the Force to shove democracy off a goddamn balcony. And let's talk about Nancy Pelosi as Qui-Gon Jinn. Now, Qui-Gon was a legendary Jedi master, wise, skilled, and a firm believer in the system when the system didn't even believe in itself. Sound familiar? Pelosi spends her whole career fighting the good fight, but at some point, the Republic got so far gone that even she couldn't steer the ship away from the asteroid field. Just like Qui-Gon, she knew things were bad, but she thought if she just played by the rules, the Republic would course correct itself. She trusted the system, even when the system was literally letting a Sith Lord run the goddamn government. And just like Qui-Gon, she will not live long enough to see how bad it will actually get. All right, episode 2, Attack of the Clones, or America starts punching itself in the face. So, by Attack of the Clones, the Republic army is already doomed. The Separatists, aka MAGA, QAnon, election deniers, and your uncle who gets all his news from Facebook memes are all ready for war. And who told them that the government was the enemy? Oh, right. That's Palpatine, aka Trump. Palpatine pits the Republic against itself, sits back and watches while the clones, aka brainwashed voters, extremists, and political grifters, start a full-blown war. Meanwhile, Count Dooku, Steve Bannon, is out here pretending that he's some noble leader when really he's just another rich dude helping the Sith burn democracy to the ground. And let's not forget General Grievous, aka Tucker Carlson. This dude who don't actually fight shit, but he loves running his mouth, stirring up chaos. He's got zero real power, but his whole deal is screaming propaganda at the clones so they hate the Republic even more. And the Jedi Council, aka Congress, the courts, and every watchdog group with good intentions, is sitting around thinking that they've still got this under control. Here's Mace Windu. Dooku's just a political idealist, not a murderer. Mace, my guy. He's holding a red lightsaber. It's fucking bad, okay? The Republic is already split in two, but the people in charge still think that they got time to fix it. That leads us in to episode 3, which is Revenge of the Billionaires, aka America's Order 66 moment, okay? At this point, Palpatine, aka Trump, has turned the entire system against itself. The courts, packed. The political norms, gone. The people who should be fighting back, still arguing about procedure. And Order 66, it's already happening in slow motion. Gerrymandering, that's clone troopers turning on democracy. Billionaires buying up the news media and social media platforms, that's the Jedi temples burning. The Supreme Court dismantling freedoms, that's Mace Windu getting thrown out of a fucking window. And let's talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, also known as Joe Biden. Old Ben Kenobi's looking at all this mess like, well, you know, shit, we had a good run. And he knows his time is up. He knows he's not got the strength to fight another Death Star. So what does he do? He just turns himself into a fucking Force ghost before Darth Vader, a.k.a. Trump, can cut him in half, right? He's making speeches, pushing policies, but deep down he knows he's not going to be the one to save the Republic. He's fading into the Force, hoping that Luke Skywalker, aka Gen Z voters, show up before it's too late. And Vader, oh, he's still out there, baby. Last time we saw Trump, he was climbing out of the lava pit of impeachment, wheezing, missing some limbs, but still screaming, I will return. And the empire ain't fully risen yet, but it is close. We are one Senate vote away from hearing the Republic will be reorganized. So what do? Right now, we're not even in the rebellion yet. We're just the background extras watching democracy get shot in the face while Palpatine takes a victory lap. Either we wake up, start acting like the damn Rebel Alliance and take this fight seriously, or we wait for our death to us by Darth Bezos. Your choice. Now let's break it down into little bullet points that everyone can understand. This is basically Nazism 101 brought to you by Star Wars methodology. Number 1, political manipulation and rise to power. Palpatine's strategy. In The Phantom Menace, Senator Palpatine orchestrates a crisis by manipulating the Trade Federation into blockading Naboo, and he uses this manufactured emergency to undermine Supreme Chancellor Valorium, leading to a vote of no confidence and positioning himself as the new chancellor. Sound familiar? Trump's approach. Donald Trump capitalized on national crises and societal division, often amplifying fears related to immigration, economic disparities, and national security by presenting himself as the sole solution to these issues. The issues that he fucking created, by the way, just like Palpatine. Exploitation of economic disputes, the Trade Federation's blockade. The Trade Federation under Palpatine influenced and imposed blockades over Naboo over a trade route taxation dispute, creating economic turmoil and political instability. Trade policies under Trump. The Trump administration engaged in trade wars, notably with China, imposing tariffs that led to economic tensions and uncertainties affecting global markets and domestic industries. And lest we forget, undermining democratic institutions. How'd they do it in Star Wars? With the erosion of the Galactic Senate. Palpatine manipulated the Galactic Senate's procedures, exploiting bureaucratic weaknesses and fostering distrust to centralize his power. Challenges to the U.S. democratic norms. The Trump administration was marked by confrontations with established democratic institutions, including disputes with the judiciary, challenges to electoral processes, and tensions with the legislative branch. Also, use of populist rhetoric. This is important. Palpatine's public persona. Palpatine presents himself as a humble public service, voicing concern for the common citizen while secretly advancing his authoritarian agenda. Trump's public appeal. Trump utilized populist rhetoric, positioning himself as an outsider fighting for the forgotten Americans, even as his policies often favored not only elite interests, but his own goddamn business. And now we move on to the creation of external threats to consolidate power. Manufactured conflicts. Palpatine engineers external threats, such as the Naboo crisis, to justify the expansion of his authority and military power. And here's how Trump does it. Emphasis on external threats. The Trump administration frequently highlighted external threats, including immigration, crises, and foreign adversaries, to rally support for increased executive powers and restrictive policies. I could go on, but the playbook is there, and all you have to do is watch the goddamn prequels while also watching Fox News.
Yes.